Hey guys, Ree from Reanimate here. So today I'm going to be talking about success. Well, more of the stigmatism associated with success and driving around cars like that. Over the years, I've been subject to, abuse. This could be on the street, on social media, with just driving around normally. A classic one is being shouted at, oh, it's a rental. Especially being Asian, I'm Mauritian. It's a bad stigma and it's really negative. There's this whole movement on fat shaming, online bullying, but why is it okay to be rude and talk shit about someone just because they're driving in a car? Now, I get there's a lot of stunting out there. There's a lot of people renting cars, pretending they're their own. And I get how that can give the negative connotations, but just like anyone else, it's not right to generalize. I've made no shame about how I've made it. End of the day, I didn't get the best grades. I did get excluded from school, but I hustled. I keep working and I use every negative experience to kind of grow and push myself. And when I first got into the supercar world, what did I have? I had a Porsche 911. Tried to get involved in the community and it was pretty stuck up. Like, number one, I think when the time I had it, I was probably the first Asian guy walking in the circle. Immediately negative feedback. It's like, are you some drug dealer? The amount of people have asked me if I can get them stuff, I could probably make a lot of money just by people asking me that. So that's one thing. And obviously being Asian, like I mentioned before, and I think it's a terrible stigma, which, it's portrayed in the media. And obviously seeing somebody young having this, it brings a lot of hate to people. And that's another thing that has kind of put me down, where I don't want to actually be proud of my success. And in fact, one of my good friends, Yusuf, actually, it was at his course I done Superbrain, and we're talking about the mindset. And I remember he brought me up to the front of the class, and he said something about tell him what you drive, and I don't like saying that. And he said, yeah, this guy's got, a 360 grand car, and then I was like, shit, I'm looking around the class thinking, great, everyone's gonna start hating me. And then he asked me, like, why am I ashamed? Well, number one, when you talk about these things, people change themselves. They change how they are towards you, and they start thinking a lot of things. And you can see that on their face. They change how they talk to you, they change how they position themselves, and then you're going to see that people immediately want something from you. And then you get the other side where they're like, okay, how did he do it? All the negative sides. So I was like, sometimes it's best just not to even talk about it. But I did, and you know what? It wasn't that bad because everyone in the room was pretty positive. And there's one thing that stood out to me that he said was, for every 10 people that don't want to know, there's probably one person that does, that is proud, that wants to know how. So by not being proud and celebrating my own achievements, I'm actually not giving back. And that's something I love doing. I love giving back, and that's the way to grow, by giving. And so now, if people ask me, I'll talk about it. I'm not going to just come out in random conversations like, oh, by the way, I've got a Lambo. Like, you're going to think that guy's a douche. But it's important to celebrate your success. Don't let people bring you down, because people that are going to bring you down is because something's happening in their life. They feel shit about themselves. They feel shit that they can't make a change, when ultimately everyone can make a change. I'm living proof of that. I went to public, so I didn't do anything, that would get me into this kind of position, by schooling or education or network. I had to do it all by myself. So if I can do it, anyone can do it. And some of your friends, your family, you're going to notice changes when you start to be successful. And those can be secret haters, or they're just your closet fan. So you know, some people say if you don't have haters, you're not doing well enough. Well, I've kind of come to see that, but slowly I've filtered out my circle. And with my Instagram, I put out, you know, motivation and things like that. It's only now I've started to come out because I actually want to give value. I want to give back to people. And this is just one thing I wanted to talk about because I've met a good bunch of people, and sometimes we go out and you get a lot of positivity to it, and then you get a lot of negative connotations to it when you get out of your car and, you know, people just talk differently to you. Like, I remember I went to this rally once and I was the only one that turned there with a Lambo. And then during the kind of warm up, you meet everyone, people were like, really, oh, you know, who's this guy? I don't want to speak. And I'm like, it's a flipping car, man. And it's only that night at the party when everyone was pissed, they decided to want to talk to me. But there was a group of people that, oh yeah, drug dealer and all this. I'm like, I confronted them and said, what are you saying? He's like, oh, and I'm having a bit of banter. I said, nah, that's some truth behind you. You think because I'm Asian, because I'm young, this is what I have to do to be successful? Nah, I don't think so. So you're going to get that. Sometimes you can ignore it. Sometimes, you know, you can just be positive about it, but don't let it get you down. End of the day, if you're doing well, continue to do it, give back, and the negativity, you're going to get it. And just remember, it's a reflection of their own thoughts, not you. So if you're humble, you know, and you're kind of giving back and just being you, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't let people change who you are. And if people are going to be negative, let them, because their thoughts don't pay your bills and it shouldn't, you know, get you down. And the last thing I'm going to say is to definitely celebrate your success. There's a difference between arrogance and, you know, being humbled and realizing your own goals. You know, I went to a position where that was my 5th one, and I look back and I'm like, wow, like that is a hell of an achievement. But during that phase, I didn't think it was an achievement. I thought, all right, I'm just getting a car. But when you actually take a step back from what you're doing, it's a hell of an achievement. It doesn't matter whether it's a Lambo, whether it's whatever. If you've worked hard, you've hit a goal, you've met your dream, that's a hell of an achievement. You should celebrate it and don't let anyone take that away from you. When I first started driving, I had my Clio. That was like the best thing ever. You know, and I've still got that Clio today and I love driving it. So celebrate your success. Don't let people get you down with that. And if people are going to label you, let them label you, because it's just a word, it's just a thought. So anyway, guys, hope this brought some value and hope it's educated a bit about some of the things, you know, people who've achieved certain things are received by other people, and not always great, but hey, the world isn't always a great place. But as long as you do your thing, carry on, be positive, that's all that matters. All right, thanks for listening. I'll see you on the next video.